life of the hands, of the face. There's really nothing to do except be awake. Where is the body most alive? Where is it warm? Where is it cool? And let's remind ourselves right at the outset of this time of practice the essence of the container for practice. An aspiration: I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. That can take all the striving out of practice. We never know what will emerge on any given day, in any given moment of practice. But we can have the intention. I take refuge in the Buddha. I will be awake to what happens with the intention of having there be room for everything, which is love. There's room for everything. And the second intention: whenever I discover that I'm hurting, physical pain, emotional pain, existential pain, I aspire to hold myself in sweet, gentle compassion. And so the breath breathes itself. Why not firmly yet very gently land in the hammock of breathing in and out? Each breath has a beginning. And it comes out of nowhere. There's no breath, and then there is. And then there's rising to fullness, chest and abdomen inflating. And then there's decline to vanishing. There may well, of course, be thoughts. Fortunately, our job isn't to stop the thoughts. It's to see them as what they are, thoughts, arising and passing of their own accord. No battle with them. The 5 hindrances may put in an appearance or be very dominant. There might well be grasping, desire, wanting, or its opposite, disliking, pushing away, hatred even, aversion. There might well be restlessness, agitation, and worry. There might be sloth and torpor, dullness, or doubt. These are not mistakes. These are not something to get rid of. They're something to use for our awakening. To notice them as they are. To greet them with, I aspire to love and accept myself and all that I experience in each present moment. And we practice bare attention, meaning allow awareness to emerge from the actual sensations of breathing. Not an image, not a fantasy, not an idea, but the actual life of this moment as breathing happens. The breathing, the sensations of breathing, we could call the primary training object. It can become home base for a lifetime. And then when the hindrances arise, let's say there's anxiety, maybe some obsession in the mind. We take a glimpse at it, and then we come back to the breath. Rest in the breath. But if that anxiety were to persist, we could consciously, kindly put aside the breath and turn attention toward the anxiety. Where does anxiety manifest in the body? What are the thoughts? We become very curious about it, not to think about it, but to observe it as the phenomenon that it is. It's usually accompanied by restlessness of body and mind. And so with great love and compassion, we embrace ourselves as anxious, as angry, as frightened, as joyful, as blissful. we might add into our insight meditation practice a simple intention or mantra. We might add on the in-breath, may I be happy and free from suffering. And then on the out-breath, may all beings be happy and free from suffering. And these might be not the right words for you. What would the right words be? Maybe it's, may I be free from fear. Or may I live with ease and grace. And on the out-breath, we might pick an individual, a family member, a sick family member, an addicted family member, may my child, my sibling, my parent be free from suffering. May I be free from suffering. See what your intuition comes up with as the proper terminology. This is a leaning into the heart, leaning into our remarkable vulnerability as humans. You remember our strange story that a few eye blinks ago, a sperm and an egg came together, and then mysteriously we were born. And then we went through somebody training and we became this person. We enter into relationships and various dances. And we age, and then before long, one way or another, we disappear. Remembering this, how can we be anything but loving? On the in-breath, may my life become one great sigh of gratitude. On the out-breath, may all beings be free from suffering. Let your body relax. We don't have to make or create love and compassion. They are our fundamental nature. We reveal them. We unearth them. Let each breath call you home to now. Notice perhaps the aliveness of the entire body, all the way from the toes and heels and calves and thighs, and pelvis, the solar plexus and chest and the back, the fingers and arms, the neck and the jaw and the face, cheeks, forehead, eyes. It's all alive. Resting in the extraordinary miracle of this life. Breathing in and breathing out. And let us now, please, drop into the life of the body. It's such a relief to disidentify with thoughts, with the hindrances, with emotions and moods. Into the body as it breathes. Then opening awareness in the region of the face, the eyes, let the eyes move around a little bit. Not so much let, but intend that, to roll your eyes around inside their sockets a bit. Helps us know where they are. And then letting the eyes, letting the intention arise to open them. And let's observe the intention and then the action of opening eyes, and to open with the intention of the eyes of love and compassion. The first person whose postage stamp face you come across, why not wish them well? It's a wonderful shortcut for the judgmental mind. Wish them well. We have no idea, probably most people here, I don't know what you're dealing with, what the details are, but I know that life is pretty damn hard. Yeah. That's the truth, isn't it? Well, I think I'm going to forego announcements today, though except one that I have, which is that I have a extended family meeting this morning at 8 promptly. So I'm going to be disappearing, and Jim will be finishing up this morning. So, dear ones, my dear fellow adventurers, what's happening? Have you questions, joys, sorrows, delights? As always, just unmute yourself if you wish to speak, and you'll be there. And I will also spotlight you if I can. I love it how we go from a Buddhist meeting to a Quaker meeting, just like that. Oh, I might not hear if someone speaks anyway, because this isn't on. Now I think I will.
Robert. Good morning, Sangha. It's Jessica.
Where are? Oh, there you are, Jessica. Hi.
I hesitated to even say anything because I feel a little sheepish, like we got a special treat yesterday. But we did meet at the center and garden together, and they're a good show of folks. I won't try to name names because I'll forget people, and that would hurt feelings. But it was really lovely, and the weather helped, and things got cleaned up and tidied up. And of course, we also see things that still have to happen. But um, it was lovely, and I'm really, really grateful. And I cannot wait for when we can all be back there together. So just thanks.
Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for spearheading that, too. That's really helpful. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? There, I was there a couple of days last week, and my goodness, it's gorgeous. And I guess just an FYI, an update. I think I think the permit applications went in on Friday. Finally, there was a big push. They got delayed by 2 weeks by somebody not fulfilling something he said he was going to do. But it's possible that the building on the wheelchair ramps and the restrooms and the offices, the downstairs offices, to bring them to code, will begin in late January. And it will be a 6 to 8 week building project. And I guess I can, yeah. We haven't done the official. We're going to give an official announcement about that, and then we're applying to the city to have 7 years to raise the rest of the money to make the Dharma Hall and the living room seismically more stable. However, we are doing this first section, which is going to cost about $580,000 because of an astounding gift. From Dr. Ron Nato, who came to see me. He was referred to me by 2 cancer doctors up on the hill, OHSU. He said, I want to die consciously. And 2 people referred in my direction, and we had a year. And we had a beautiful, loving connection. It was very, very remarkable. And he did what he said he was going to do. He died consciously. He has endowed, he's Ron Nato of the Nato family in Portland, as in Nato Parkway. And he made a gift of $250,000, of $250,000 ultimately. And one of his cousins, Ann Campbell Nato, put in another $250,000. And then we had some funds that we raised for the ramps. But I was going to, he has endowed a chair at OHSU. I think that was $1 million, which will provide a professor to teach doctors, to create a department for teaching doctors how to tell people when they're dying, how to actually learn how to speak the truth at those times. He's done a bunch of other things. He's endowed a foundation, and I think they are contributing to 80 different projects around the world, and we're one of them. And so now we're moving forward into looking toward foundations, and there will be a fundraising component for PIMC. But for big bucks like that, we're going to have to go outside and get help. But the mission is so attractive to people that we will likely, if we have 5 to 7 years, we can certainly raise that much money. So January, February, March, which is good timing because of COVID. You know, it's not going to kick us out of our space. Can you hear my little dog running around in here? He's impatient this morning. Hi, Budo. Hey. Of course, he can't hear anything either. We still talk to him. It's kind of silly. We talk to him, but he's stone deaf.
Hey, Robert, it's Russell.
Russell, there you are. I see you.
Yeah. I'm very glad to hear about the gift from Ron Nato, not only to the center, but his endowing that chair. This is weird. My picture is suddenly up on my screen.
I spotlighted you on purpose.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, when Nancy, my partner, was going through treatment at OHSU, when it reached the point where it became clear to them that it was doing no good and that she was going to die, kicked out of the program. It was quite impersonally and ineptly done. And yeah, they kicked us down the way to a palliative care doc, and at that point, the entire cancer, I don't know what it is today, but at that point, the entire cancer unit, which was quite large, had one half-time palliative care doc that was there, I think, 1 day a week or something. It was really unbelievable. And at the time, I didn't say anything, but as you mentioned that this morning, it's made me think maybe it's time for me, even at this late date, to send a note to them saying that that's the area where they need it.
Yeah.
Because it could have been done so much more, with much more kindness and humaneness. It was the social worker who was very appropriate and sweet, but the system itself just sort of spit you out. So I'm glad to hear that. That was a wonderful thing that Ron Nato did.
He was an astounding philanthropist, caregiving physician. Yeah, he was the real thing. Really incredible man. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll mention anyway that around that issue, Being Mortal, Atul Gawande's book, Being Mortal, I've given to all my physicians, and also The Five Invitations is a gorgeous book around using death to inform our living. And there's a whole movement in the medical world to do this. It's getting a nice kickstart in Portland. Thanks, Russell.
Hi, Robert. It's Jamie.
Would you wave, please? Oh, there you are, I think. Yep. Hi, Jamie.
Hi. I wanted to chime in on that as well. I've been a hospice volunteer for many years. And one of the things that was always so frustrating was how late doctors told their clients and patients that they needed to get ready. Sometimes I'd have a person for a week.
Right.
And I've always felt so sad that instead of having, time to really prepare and to do what you want to do and, connect with people, doctors were unprepared or afraid or just didn't know what to say, and really, I think, deprived people of what could have been a really passionate and loving end to their life instead of maybe some false hope. And the hospice provides just such phenomenal support and has just wraparound services for all of your needs, and people were always so shocked at what good care they got and saddened that they waited so long. So I think it's wonderful how you connected with him and then it's sort of come full circle. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I did hospice as a social worker for 5 years. I loved it. It was really good. It's really remarkable, I think, stunning, how profound the denial of death is in our culture. It's, something so obvious, right? We're all scared. We're scared to death of it. we don't like to think about it or talk about it, but people are disappearing all the time. 200 and some thousand people will die on the earth today.
Robert,
Hey, where are you,
what's the
Tim? There you are.
hi? What's the thing Ram Dass said about death? That death is perfectly safe. It's perfectly safe,
Right.
and it's like taking off that tight shoe. I'd like to think of that when somebody dies. I think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like taking off a tight shoe.
Thanks. I'm going to need to go in about 2 minutes to a family meeting. And oh yes, thank you, Carol. I just got reminded in the chat, tomorrow morning at 6:30 we're having a mindfulness dance party. 6:30 to 7 tomorrow morning in honor of lowering our anxiety for the day. So do please consider coming and joining us for that. And best thing to do, if you have speakers on your computer or whatever, run the music into big speakers, because it's hard to dance to that little tinny stuff out of the computer. But I've got a pretty good speaker here in my, maybe I'm going to bring in a better speaker for tomorrow. I'll have some serious bass. And I'm going to play my favorite dance music piece, which will be revealed. And it's not, I should point out, it is a meditative practice. It's not just dance, but it's stop, be aware, standing, present. And then the music comes in, and then there's this impulse to move, and then we intentionally, consciously move. It's a wonderful practice for moving, for carrying our meditative practice into daily life and activity.
It's Jim Dalton with music.
Hmm?
It's Dave Mayer. I say it's Jim Dalton with music.
Yes. Oh, that's true. Right. Speaking of Jim, there you are. I think I should go now. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Keep breathing today. Don't watch the news. A quick story. Ajahn Chah was riding, Jack Cornfield was riding in a taxi with Ajahn Chah, and the driver was one of those insane drivers one meets if one travels around the world. And Jack was scared to death riding in the backseat of this car. And he watched Ajahn Chah just sitting there, calm. And then they got to the other end, and they got out of the car, and Ajahn Chah said, "Scary, wasn't it?" Which maybe his survival instincts persisted, even awakening. All right, I'm going to make you the host, Jim, so you have, hope it doesn't go to your head. You're going to have total control.
Okay.
There it is. Change host. You're it. Goodbye, all. Have a lovely morning. Leave. Goodbye, friends on Facebook. Sorry it took a while to get going, but it did.